why is politics, why is the regeneration industry so disrespectful of working class culture? And what I mean by that, it seems to me that all the regeneration and voluntary organisation system that is set up seems to be trying to turn everybody into what I would call cappuccino drinking Guardian readers. We spend all our time lecturing the kids in the council schemes, and we tell them, your parents are no good. Your parents, they drink too much, they smoke too much, they watch the wrong programmes on the telly, they don't bring you up right. What the solution to your problems is, get yourself to college, get yourself in a training course and go to some kind of self-improvement course. For heaven's sake, no wonder that there's trouble going on, because we are sending such a message to their kids that is disrespectful of their own backgrounds, their own communities and their own parents. What do the politicians have to say about that?
Okay. From the distribution of applause, I'm guessing that The Guardian is largely read on this side of the room, but perhaps it's read in the White household. What do you reckon? Are you scared of working class culture?
Afraid it's the Telegraph, Leslie. No, no, I'm not scared of working class culture. It is actually the Guardian readers that are scared of it, and more important than that, they think they know best, and that's the problem. And probably the biggest thing, and I see it quite regularly in the city chambers, I have to say, from the Labour Party and to an extent from the Lib Dems, is that not only do they think they know best, they want to impose it on everyone else, and they're quite often in Scotland in a position to do that.
Okay, Malcolm, that was a kind of dig across the table.
Well, I mean, the fundamental principle of regeneration, as far as I'm concerned, and I know it doesn't always happen, is that local people should be at the centre of it and be consulted on it. So I don't want to have regeneration that involves imposing things on people, and I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but all I'm saying is it's not what should happen. And certainly community regeneration, which certainly I've been most involved with, again, the whole idea of that is about empowering communities, and I'm not saying that always happens to the extent that it should, but to the extent that it's successful, it involves local people in decisions about their communities. And I think, you know, working class communities also want some of the things that were perhaps being derided in that question, because of course education and wanting to get on is perfectly normal in working class culture as well as anywhere else. So I think we've got to be careful that we don't have stereotypes here. I suppose the thing that's probably made this resonate more than anything else perhaps is the agenda around health improvement. And I accept that there are tensions there, and I still think government does have a duty to try and improve the health of the population, but obviously it should do that respecting the freedom of people as far as possible. The issue about the smoking ban was that one person's freedom conflicted with another person's freedom in terms of passive smoking.
Are you inching towards?
I certainly don't make any apologies for the health improvement agenda, but in general terms, that and regeneration has to be done in partnership with local communities. It doesn't always done, but we just need to do it better.
Okay, Davy, are you scared of working class culture?
No, quite frankly. I'm from my own background from Easterhouse in Glasgow, so I've a great deal of sympathy with what's been said by Sandy. What I think has been really interesting is when you give communities actual say over how things are spent in their area, they have projects that they want. Well, I used to be involved in the Edinburgh Youth Council, and what I found very really useful being part of that is it gave, when I was involved in it, it gave us a sense that we had some control over what was going on in our area. We had a certain budget that we could allocate to certain projects. It was up to us, we could make that decision on behalf of the area we lived in. And what I'd like to see happen, and what is in the SNP's manifesto, is to empower communities, whether it be through neighbourhood partnerships that we have, or whether it be through community councils, to devolve down budgets as much as possible, so we can have certain projects, certain schemes, whatever they want to do. One of the big ones that's going in Leith is the Leith Festival. I think would be like in the SNP manifesto, our commitment to try and devolve down per about 1,000 person population, about £30,000 budget. So it depends on the size of the community, it depends how much that's going to work out as a rate. But I think things like Leith Festival have been fantastic and need to get greater support. I was at an event there looking at developing a youth theatre for Leith, which I think would be a great step forward, because it is about giving people things to do in their own community, and it's not necessarily about having something that has to have some form of certification attached to it. We can have activity for its own sake.